morning everybody, and how are you? My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch, where I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Right guys, I hope you're very well and I hope you've been busy creating or spending time with your family and or relaxing and having a great time. Thank you all for your wonderful messages concerning the basket arrangement that we did yesterday. That's very sweet and heartwarming of you all. It really touched me with all the, kindness, and just in all, the fabulous people that you are sending sending me beautiful messages. Today, I'm only going to do a small 12-inch Loveheart Wreath. Now, it's going to be quite basic. I just want to sort of I've taken in mind, some of the new beginners. I've spoken to the odd one and who are just starting out, like we all do at some point. And so I want to do something for them so they can have a go. And yesterday, when I came up with the idea, I think it was yesterday, the colours of white and I forgot what the colour were. I've gone brain dead again and I've only just started. Oh my gosh guys, do you get that where you get these moments where you just can't remember and it's a colour and it's sat right here in front of me? Anyway, I'll let you remember the colour for me. It'll come to me as I'm talking along. I can't get over that. Is it my age? So anyway, I'm gonna do, and I've done this is only a small thin 14-inch grapevine wreath. I have put a bit of wire around it, the paper wire with the paper over the top, because it was a little bit loose. So I don't like loosey-goosey, so I wrapped some round and made it a little bit tighter than it were when it arrived. It was slightly a little bit thicker, but never mind. We'll get it in. Champagne, that's the colour, guys. Champagne. I told you it'd come to me. That was just a one-off where I switched from one thing to another immediately. I had to before I forgot. So, for our foliage, and again, this one is going to be more of a slight compact one this time. And on the Love Heart, I want to place a ribbon here, and then just going from here, around here to here, a compact arrangement at the bottom. And nothing, else, and just have a nice ribbon here with longish tail ends. And the ribbon that I've chosen is just natural. Oh, that's come off. a new roll, and that's popped up. It's just natural burlap. So I've got that in the 1.5 inch. And then I've also got the white in burlap in 1 inch. So I've got a bit of both. And I thought just having those in natural with the champagne would look really pretty. So for our foliage, I can grab them. Oh, I'm not using really a lot. I always like to state a minimum of 3 unless somebody specifies, on an order that they just like one type of foliage, then that's fine. So I'm taking out the flocked Ruscus that I had on single stems, because with it being a compact one, I just want little wispy bits dotted around. So we've got the little Ruscus. I'm not going for really big leaves, like the big willow or, the salal, or maybe the oak leaves or anything like that, or magnolia leaves. They're going to be slightly a bit like this. So I've got those. I've also got out my See, I know them as globe fern when I was doing real flowers. There is another name for them, but I always call them globe fern because they're round and they're like a ferny texture. So I've got some of those out. Again, I've not counted with these. There's stems in here. I don't know how many I need. There's the odd bit that's been chopped away at, but we'll use it as we go along. I've used these in weddings before as well. Some people do like these. So I've also got out just some rose leaves, and unfortunately I was looking at these. You can't pull them off and put a pick on and have them individually, which is a shame. So I was looking at the main stem that is wired and thought, well, we could have one on its own there and then have two together and then another two together because the central stem is wired. So we can work with these. And finally, for a soft look, I thought to go with the champagne, let's get our lamb's ear out. I may chop away at the lamb's ear, make them smaller, so they're smaller leaves, so they're not such a cluster of leaves together, and just chop away lightly. So, and I love the texture of lamb's ear. So for our floral, I've got out, just to add a little bit of, to complement the champagne, our baby chrysanthemums. I thought, let's get those out, just, and again, I will put those in as one cluster, and even though you can take them apart and place them individually on picks, I think I may want to keep them as a cluster together. So I've got white. I have snipped away at the bunch on these and taken off, I think it was 5 or 6 I took off. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 6 I took off. Champagne Gerberas. Aren't they pretty? Aren't they such a delightful colour? Now, champagne is a mixture of between a peach colour and I'd say maybe a yellow or white. It depends on how light you have. I've got different tones of champagne. I found these in my oddments bucket as well. Just 3 of these. Look at those guys. Aren't they divine? Clemetis. Little Clemetis. I've obviously chopped away and used the rest of the bunch because this is all I could find. So I'm going to have to use these wisely. But I've obviously taken the leaves off. So, but we are going to cut it really down short anyway. So I guess the leaves probably are not needed. But yes, lovely, beautiful Clemetis in champagne. Again, that's a different tone of champagne to the Gerbera. So it's like a gold, isn't it? Between a peach and a gold colour. And then I've got out some of my baby Ranunculus, again in the champagne colour. And I will, keep these, I guess, as a cluster as well. So we'll do that. But aren't the Ranunculus pretty? I just love them. And finally, I've chopped these off the main bunch. I've just had a quick look round and spotted them. I used these in a wedding. I didn't realise I had one bunch left. So it was a bunch with 12 heads on. So I've taken off 5. I don't need more. But these, I've got the veins in the petals as well. So they are so realistic. So I've done that. Look at those in champagne colour as well. Are they pretty? And look at the veins on these petals. Oh my good gracious me, guys, they are wonderful. So we're going to use those. So we basically, when I walked around and I placed everything together, I just grabbed them like this in my hand and I just placed them around. And I had a bit of a darker colour as well, like that. So doesn't that look beautiful? So I'm basically using the chrysanthemums as more of a like an an accent flower, to add in with all the champagne. So let's place those down there. And now doing this wreath, I may put in some flowers, a bit of foliage, then flowers, a bit of foliage, then flowers. Again, there's no right or wrong way, guys. On certain arrangements and designs that you do create, especially something like a casket spray or something like that, you will tend to place in the foliage. Majority of people do place in the foliage first to build the structure. But on this occasion, with it being compact arrangement, there's no need. So I'm going to turn the camera down. We're going to do a little bow first. Oh my goodness, guys, the middle of this has popped out. I wonder if I can glue. Do you get this with your reels? I wonder if I could glue that on. Or does it clip in? If it comes off again, I'll glue it. So we are going to do that. I'm going to get my ribbon ready. So let's just bring the camera down, guys, because I'm going to have it so it's closer than what it was yesterday. So let's bring it right down. I wonder if I can just move. Let me just move this out of the way, guys. I've got a bit of a display area down here. So to get closer, I have to slightly move it. Oh, that's a bit on the wonk. Now, let me just I need to get in the wreath so I can see how big the wreath is on the screen as well. So you're able to see. Maybe like that, guys. Sorry if it does move. Got a bit of wire on that. I've just caught myself on a piece of wire on the wreath. Let me just snip it while I remind myself. I don't want to hurt my fingers or anybody. Right, so I'll keep the wreath at my side so I can measure concerning the size of the loops. What would, make it look nice without being too much. So now usually this phrase, I'm just going to cut it because I've not used this one before. By testing it, if it frays, just tug at the bottom. Yes, it's fraying. Right. So what I'll do with this, because it's fraying, I will just turn the ends under a couple of times. So it's basically, you can either get a cigarette lighter, just scorch the edge, not too black, to stop the fraying, or you can do this and just bend the wire part over so it just keeps that away, of the fraying away. Or you could even, now you've done one, let me just, oh, I haven't got my glue gun on again. I kept saying to myself last night, I must get my glue gun on tomorrow. So you could just get a little bit of glue, just place it on there with your glue gun, and then turn over an extra once. so the glue then sticks underneath as well. But be careful not to pat it too hard, because you can see it's like Hessian, it will come through. So just give it a light pat, and then that will stay in place. So let's have a look. I'm gonna do, because I want the bow right in the center here, so I'd say around that. So what is that? 6 inch. I must be good at measuring out 6 inch. So I know this is the same on either side, but I always like to twist, because I can see the stitching is different from the top to the bottom. You can see the underside of the stitching. So again, I like to twist. So it to me, my personal opinion, it just sort of like just does help, you know, keep the bow supported in that position. But that's just my opinion, guys. So I twist it and bring it through. Now I'm just going to measure what sort of length do I need the bow. I'm going to go 6 inch with the brown. Then I'm going to twist again towards myself. So if you're doing it, it'd be towards yourself. Go back in through the dowels. Go to number 6 on my bow maker. Twist again. And then on this one, I'm going to go to 5.5. So just a tiny little bit smaller. I like to stagger my loops. And then on this side as well, 5.5. So we've gone, just get it a little bit, there we go. And then the tail end, now I'm going to just hold that, and I'm going to do it around here to the bottom. So if it's going to be placed here, so I'm going to cut the tail end to the bottom of the wreath. You can have it going longer, but on this occasion I'm not so fussed. So I want to bend this over again. I'm going to do it before I start the other ribbon. Paste a bit of glue, again with the glue gun, guys, on the top. And then bend it back over on the opposite side again. Just slightly pat it, because as you can see, it's coming through the opposite side now. I may have placed a little bit too much glue on, so I'm not going to pat it anymore. I'm just going to let the glue set. So let that sit like that. So then now I'm going to move on to the white one, and that does the same. I've used this before. That does exactly the same. It frays. So again, bend it over once first. Try not to put as much glue on this time. And then bend it over again. You could cut in a diagonal, but as well. But I'm going to have it straight. I don't really do them straight very often, but I'm going to go for something different. Oh, I've done that on the wrong side. Oh, I've done it on the upper side of the stitching. Silly me, silly me. Let's do it again. So just cut that little bit off again, guys, if you make the same mistake as me. And then turn over. And just pat. That's better. It's on the correct side now. So then I'm going to measure with this similar height, or eyeball it for the tail end up above. Twist again. And I did the last loop at 5.5, so I'm going to do these at 5. I'm going down 1/2 inch every time. You don't have to. You can, you know, keep them all the same length or size. To 5. And then I'm going to do 4.5. So I've gone down 1/2 inch with every one. And just measure. I mean, you don't have to be, you know, precisely. If it slightly moves, especially if you're doing it in your hand, don't worry too much, guys. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. So I'm going to eyeball this again by cutting it a similar length to this. I'm going to cut it a little bit longer so I can fold it. So around there. And then bend over. Put a bit of glue again. And then just tap. So because now I've got those in the center, I want a smaller piece. So, you know, just to place a centerpiece in, and that is at 4.5. So I'm going to go about 3.5 with this center piece and go about 1 inch smaller. So I may keep an extra length on that and have this one like this for a change instead of cutting it. In fact, let me turn it the correct way again. It's on the wrong way. Gosh, what's wrong with me today? The stitching there. So then I'm going to get my cable tie, bring it through, and just pull a little bit, not too much so you can't move it. And now you can just, if you want to position your loops, you know, before you do anything, I tend to like that, and bring your tail ends in position where you'd like them to be. I like them to sort of like be a little bit under the the first loop that we've created. So then pull it off and then get a floral wire. You can pick it up. Oh God, why isn't anything doing right? Place it through the back and through the cable tie. And I place my loops sort of like in the area that I'd like them to sit. So then I pull tight, cut that cable tie off, get my floral wire, twist the bone. Just a couple of times I twist it. It's not really needed anymore. So now you see I've got that little extra piece here that I don't want, because this is where I made the loop in the center. I just wanted one long piece. So hold on to your wire at the back, Now that is my centerpiece, that smaller loop that I created. And I'm not moving them too far away from each other. I just want them around, slightly around each other. My loops are now underneath as well. So I need to just put some glue on this one. I can't move. My thing's stuck to it. Oh, bring that in. Turn it over and pat it. Get that wire. So that is now our bow. Lovely, beautiful bow created in natural looking, you know, material. What will go beautiful with our coloured wreath, colours that we've chose for our wreath. So let's just place in the pins for this. Place them over there. I used to put rubber bands on my ribbons, guys, before I put pins in. Years ago, this is, years ago. Not that the tutor didn't tell us, you know, she used to tell us to put pins in, but I got it in my head, oh, what if I keep stabbing myself? So I'd rather place in rubber bands. Right, so I want to sit this central here, and then I can manipulate my tail ends to go over the flowers, one there, and maybe one here. So because I've got the floral pins and I separate them, not the floral pins, sorry, the wire at the back, separate them where I've twisted there. And on here I've got a little hook. So I'm going to place the wire, one of them, through that hook, and then the other one I'm just going to twist at the back. So about an inch I twist, I cut that off, the rest of it, and then I get my wire, turn it so it goes inside the grapevine wreath, so it doesn't scratch on your door or customer's door, whomever you are probably making it for. So that is our lovely pretty bow now at the top, attached to our Loveheart wreath. So let me just get a bit of rope, and I will place this in for a hook also at the back where I placed the ribbon through. If I can grab it. That's why it's good to have little tools like this. There we go. I've got a loop, place those through the loop, pull, do a little knot, so if you're hanging it up you've got room to hang on a wreath hook, or to go on your door, or place on just a hook to what's on your wall indoors. So there we are. So now we can start finally our floral. So let's start now. I think I want to place in my roses. Again, it doesn't matter what you start with. Let's bring them all up here. And I've got 5. These are really pretty. And what I'm cutting them down really short because I don't want them really too far sticking up, and I want one at the bottom here. And I've done that quite flat to the surface. So what I'm placing is one in the center there. Then I'm going to bring one up here. Cut again. Then I'm going straight opposite. Doing the same thing. Just that one. I may want to place that a little bit further down, so let's just get rid of that. Just lower it a little bit. There we have it. And now these two I'm bringing here on the outer side. So I'm going to go in and then just bend it outwards. And do the same. And bend that one out like that. So you've got them hanging basically all around each other. And if you look on the back, no stems have come through because I'm following the grain of the arrangement, of the wreath, sorry. Now, what shall I place in? I may try to get the rose leaves in because with us having the roses there. So again, these come on just stems singular in a pack. So if I'm going to just now cut away at these again because they've not got wire on the leaf stems here. It's just in the center. So I'm going to place the one on its own down here. So I want to cut these again shorter. Just go through that wire. And then I've got one with 2, so I'm going to bring that there and position it. If I can get it sitting and then bend. I'm going to do the same on this side with this one. that like that. Doesn't that look pretty? Now let's see, shall I place one there? Because I do want foliage also in the middle. It's not just going to be on top and around that edge. I do want to bring the foliage coming in the centre. So I may just have the one here, because I don't want to place one rose here and then one here where they're going to collide with each other. So we'll just do it like that. You can bend your stems before you place them in. And have that like so. So I don't really need any more of the roses or the rose leaves. So we have that. Now, I'm going to use, let me just get 3 out to start with of our chrysanthemums. Again, I want this compact. I'm going to place one either end. Again, I don't mind if those ribbons, I'm going to let the ribbons just turn off to the side and place under so they're not in the way. We can fluff them up as well when we've done. And have those like that. I'll just hang back with those. I want to just maybe incorporate, so the Clemetis, don't they look pretty? Oh, we've got Clemetis on my garden and it never looks this nice. Ours is pink though, a deep cerise pink. And do I place those there? Because they're similar colour, I'll break it up with those and place these on the outer side. Yeah, we'll do that. To break it up so you can actually see each element. Use a different tone, especially if you're just doing it in one colour like this. Use a different tone, lighter or darker than what you've used against it, so you can see the two different flowers. Now I'm again, with it being compact, I'm going up against everything. I'm placing them together. Like so. It's a very pretty colour. And then I'm going to go and place that up against the ones on the outer side. And let those lean outwards. And I'm going to take that one down there. I'm just going to turn it around so I can see. I'm going to take it down, and I'm leaving a gap because I'm considering placing in the chrysanthemums. In fact, I will place those in. So they can then spread and bring the Gerbera through the chrysanthemums. Oops, I've just got a bit of wreath in. There we go. So bring that like so. So that is how, excuse me, we've done. I don't need that other chrysanthemum, so we'll take that. Excuse me. I'll save those a moment. Now, lamb's ear. Oops, a daisy. I was considering breaking up these. I don't want the big cluster. Maybe one in a cluster there. But let's just see what it's like if I chop this down. How big they look. That's a little bit creased. I need to steam that. That will get steamed before it goes up for sale. That's better. And instead of having that big cluster and placing that there, it's sort of, you know, it's better to just chop away and have little. Oops, oh, I've just pulled that off. Let me glue that back on. Little ones, you know, cut down. You know, give that compact look instead of too much, because compared to what we've got in, they are, you know, sort of like would be too big. Bring the odd one forward as well, guys. You know, bring it through. Now let me take that off. I'm going to place this on a little pick. Again, just dot these around as well. Place that one there. I'm going to bring maybe some on the outer side too, and make it look pretty on the outside. We can't forget that. So let's bring one with the roses on the outside. So we're going to do it like that instead. These come in packs where they're just on single stems. So that's, I suppose that's a good thing. And if I pull that one off and pull that one off. Okay, and bring that through. Cut that one down, place this one on pick. Again, if you want to steam them and you haven't got a steamer, get a hairdryer, just put a bit of heat on them, or place them on your ironing board, place a like a tea towel or something like that over the top, a soft towel, and steam it through the towel. You don't, you know, don't place it on hot heat. You don't want to burn it. And do that as well. That's another way. I've got a steamer, so I will steam these. You can steam them before. I've steamed them while they're on the actual arrangement, and they've the creases have come out lovely, even on the arrangement. So I tend to think it's a little bit of a quicker way, because then I haven't got to do them one by one. I can do the whole arrangement in one. Right, that's a big cluster. Let's grab that one. Oops, a daisy. So I may put, because I need this to go to a point. You've got to see that it is an actual love heart. Do I? Because what we've got. No, I'm going to cut them because we've got other elements as well. So I could place other elements in there. So where's that? Let's cut that there. So I'm going to place one just there. And I'm going to cut the top of that one as well. Let's save those. Oh, that's a big. It's not got a pick on it. Silly me. Silly, silly me. And the inches there, it's about 2 inch I'm cutting the stems down to. It's giving me plenty of, you know, where I can bend them as well. So it's not like I can't bend the flowers or anything. Plenty of stem length to bend them. Right, I'm going to place these just out of the way. I don't think I need any more of those. Now let's add in some, or should I actually place in our Clemetis first? Bring the Clemetis around the side under the rose leaf, so then it's not clashing, because it's the same colour as the rose. So it's being, you know, separated by a green leaf from the rose. So that would look pretty around the side there, because we have got to fill in here, so you don't want to see this. Excuse me. So again, this one goes under our rose, and it's filling in that space. Beautiful. Oh, how pretty. I love it. And I'm going to go and do it the other side and do it under this one, under our rose. Just and the same there. And we could bring in that one there and one there as well. So we'll do that. And these filling it up beautiful. So that's bringing down that shape. And you know, defining the shape that it's obviously going down to a point, and it's a love heart. I've just got something on this one. Oh, did you hear that noise, guys? I don't know if you heard it on the screen. Little pitter-patter of feet. That's the birds. So we'll turn it, and let me just place this one in there as well, around where the lamb's ear is. Let's just go. I can't see. So that's there as well. Now I've got one left. I can bring that in the center because you've got all these around the edge. I will, you know, again, we've got the rose leaf there. But I will bring it into the center. So at least you can see what we've got around the edge. There's at least one up above. And I'm going to bring it above the rose leaf, but I will place something smaller in between, just to separate the rose and the clematis because of the same colour. As you can see, they clash in a nice way, in a nice way. And again, I will bring something like this in between here. So let me just take this one out, what I've got left. And I will cut this down into half. I could place that there. Let's place that there, that's quite pretty. So you've got these here as well. I don't know whether I may bring some of these Ranunculus on the inner side, because we've and then bring some on the ends there. That's what I'm going to do with the Ranunculus. So yeah, let's get a few of the globe fern in. I'm going to place some of these around the side as well, because I want some of the different texture around the side as well. And I'm going to do that with the flock Ruscus. Do the same thing. So I'm going to start with this one out though, up here, and bring that around there. Let's get, oh, they're on single picks, I don't know. Let's just get a bush, let's force one out. Oops, that one's come off. Where's that one come from? There. So let's just cut that one. That one. That one. Glue this one on. I did a wedding with these again, and a woman, the lady was obsessed with them. She loved them. They are pretty though. I keep seeing, I've got some on single picks, and I keep seeing some of the stems here. That's probably why I put them on picks, because I couldn't find where they'd fallen off. And now I am. I'm going to place them back on. I'll do one more just to be. So I want one up here as well. Okay, manipulate your stem, make it move, give it that movement and that volume. You know, bring some through. Maybe even if it's just one piece, just bring it through. I'm going to bring that one down there. In between the Clemetis and the rose round here. Again, just to separate them. And I'm going to use these as my little wispy bits with the Ruscus as well. Oh, I'm going to cut this shorter, it's bending on me. Yeah. And that separated that Clemetis and that rose as well. So then I'm going to move down, and you've got the Clemetis and rose here as well, and I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm just parting them with my fingers. Again, I like wispy bits. You know me, guys. Bring them to me, and I love them. And then I'm going to get one more. And do the same on this side. I can find where to place. There we go. That one seems a little bit longer than that one. So I'm going to pull that out again. Shorten the stem. In fact, I'm going to move it to another area, but there, we've done it. Oops, I've took that out. Where's that come from? Can't see. There. I've spotted where it's supposed to be. Just here, around here. straightening the leaves up so they look pretty. So that is as it looks so far. Doesn't that look pretty? Beautiful, beautiful soft colour. So I don't want no more of those. If I can get that one in there. If I can get it in without taking the band off. Oh, wonderful. And now I'm going to be placing Baby Ranunculus. I would definitely want some up here. And I want to do it compact. I can see still gaps on this side. If I turn it around here, look, by just placing where you can see that just your ranunculus, because they're a little cluster, they look divine. And they are hiding that grapevine and covering it up. I'm just thinking if I need a little bit more, something white, but we can't have obviously something. Oh, I know what we could have. I know what we could have, guys. I just spotted something. Let me just grab them. Even though they've got yellow in, a little bit of yellow, a few maybe daisies of that colour. I mean, they're on, you can chop away at these and just add the odd one. Yeah, I can see it. Oh, one's popped off. Because it's such a small amount of yellow. I mean, again, as I said, the champagne colour is going on from peach to gold. It's that sort of colour. And yellowy gold, I suppose, if I look at it that way. And with it being tiny, it's not going to look out of place. And I'll show you that when we get close to it. So I can't pull these out, I don't think. Oh, I can. Oh, I can. And I can place them on picks. So, and it's still left the wire inside, so I could use that for something else. Oh my goodness. And I can use these picks that I've been chopping away at as placing them in. So again, there's our bow. I want one in and around here. I'm going to bring the odd one there. See if I can do it with this one, guys. Oh, where's those little ones that I saved? The odd picks. How wonderful. Save that one. And I'm going to go in here. As well, again, bringing them all together as one. These are slightly higher, but I will bring those down with something. I don't like that one, how it's sitting. That's sitting slightly too high for me, so where's that pick? So let's do it, that one again. Trying to keep all the floral on a similar level, or, you know, not any as high as each other. I may cut that smaller so it hasn't got much to go with. That's better. take that one off. Oh my goodness. Simple things, guys, make me so excited. I've set myself a task this weekend. I need to go through all my floral buckets. They're all starting to, I don't know the word really, look a bit unorganized. Things are in the place where they need to be, but some things have started to become higher than others. Some have dropped to the bottom. So I need to see what I've got and get it sorted. It's not a 2-minute job, guys. It can be a 2-3 day job, and then I'm you know, over the weekend just for the floral. But I need to go through tidying my stock cupboard up as well, and that's becoming a bit of a mess. And I'm not enough, you know, I like organisation, me. I like everything to be organised. And for some silly reason, I've just left it a little bit this time, and not kept up on top of it. So that's there. I've got 2 here that I can see. 1, and is it in the same place? 2, yeah. So I'm going to put 1 either side there. I've got a little space here that, you know, just to fill up this area here next to the Clemetis and underneath. So we're going to do that with these 2. So if you can do things like this with your floral, or just pull them out, and then if there's a wire inside, save the wire, or save the stem, you know, the cover, the rubber over the wire as well. I don't usually use the rubber, but sometimes it's good to cover a certain part of the stem when you're making an arrangement, so it blends in with the rest of the stems of the other floral, if that makes sense, and makes it look pretty instead of having the white wire inside. So let me just cut those. And place these in. Gather that. So it's just under here. I don't feel that's gone in very well. No, it hasn't. Let's try again. It's a bit. That's one. Let's do the other side. And that's that one. So now we've got those 2 in as well. Just get the glue. And again, there's no wire come through on the back, So it's all lovely, neat and tidy. Right, let's try these little wild daisies. I can get the band. Right, and I'm gonna cut. Has that got a wire in? No, but I can use that to slide in. It's not weak. It can be, you know, placed in. Save that. Right, what I'm going to do, first of all, place one in here, in between. Just get that glue. Where's that one that broke off? So they can go like that. Oh, it's come off again. Place a bit of glue on it, guys. We don't want to keep coming off. So just have a little few daisies, you know, and just pop them through an area, through some of the other flowers. I'm going to bring some up here as well. Perhaps I don't want the stem that long. I just want some of these on the ends. Again, I like to have place things on the end just to sort of like finish it off and make it look like, you know, it's just not something that's just stopped and there's nothing there to make it look finished. Let's just move that ribbon. So I've got one there, one there, one there. So I want to bring just a few on the outside, just like that, just to incorporate them in. Make those look pretty as well. And then I'm going to go around and just pop some of these in. and just place, you know, them where you feel that they could be added in for a little extra touch. And again, I like wispy bits, so I don't mind things, you know, sort of like sticking slightly upwards. I find that that gives the movement to an arrangement. And then there's one here as well. Oops, one's popped off somewhere. There it is. They're very delicate little things. Where's the, where did I go with the other one? Across, around here. So I may bring two down there. So I'm just placing them where I have on this side. So I've got these, and I want to bring maybe, do I, don't I? Let's see. No, I think I don't know. I think that may be, I may bring just two more in. I don't really need any more. I doubt if I'll get that in. So put a band around those. And then it'll be our Ruscus, and I think that would be that, guys. And we'll fluff up our, I'm going to put a band around these. Oh, well, I was going to do. Because, again, I'm going to save these with them having the wire inside. And I can use them for, if I, you know, other flower heads. But I'm going to just keep these all together as one. So we've got that. So, yes, I'm going to place, because I've got one here, one there, one there. I haven't got one here. So as I'm looking around that, and it's around, literally around here, it looks odd that there's such a big gap between that, and that. So I need to get that gap, you know, similar spacing between these as well. So I've got to place in, to balance it out, another one on either side. So I don't want them again sticking out too far. I just need to be balancing it. So if I just lift, and that's that one. Now you can see where I've balanced it here. And I'm placing these on the bottom. I don't want them all, I'm sort of like trying to do, you know, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, and then on here I've gone higher, you know, so I'm sort of like trying to keep it in that sort of a placement. So it's around here. me just stick this in. It's just a little bit wobbly. I'm going to cut the stem. Put a little bit more glue on to hold it in. Where did it go? Yeah. So that is now our floral in. So we're just left down to the Ruscus. And basically with the Ruscus, I'm going to dot that around and use that as a little bit of filler foliage. And give it that, just that little bit of a little wispiness into it. Look at that, guys. Doesn't that look pretty? That's so, so pretty. So I can see a few bits here that need filling. Or is it because I've moved? Oh, it's moved. There. No. Right, onto our Ruscus. Our flock Ruscus that I've placed on single picks individually to dot around for an arrangement like this. What would make it look super? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll start off with 7. And again, I don't need the stems long. So we'll cut them around, again, probably about, 2 inches. So it gives me, you know, enough length to be able to bend them as well as place them in, because they are long when you compare it to what we've got in. So I'd probably want to bend it like that. So that's enough stem there to be able to slide it into the wreath. And these will be our wispy bits. So what I'm going to do is start at the top. Just bring that out, as you can see, just like this, a little bit wispy. I'm bending them before they go in. So then I can just slide them in then, and then bend them over to the side wherever with that one needs to be just like bent over to the side like so. So again, sometimes it does work to have, you know, your stems bent before you put them in. I find, you know, especially with it being already compact and I can't really see. As soon as I can find a place for it, and I can just place it in like that. So that may help you as well, or if you're just, you know, you still find it easier to just place them in and then bend, that's fine as well. I'm going to go similar place here. You can see a bit of the space there. Place that one in. Let's do on the inner side. Got to bring some on the inside. You see, they crossed over now in the centre, and I don't like that. So what I will do, cut a little bit off on each one at the top, like so it doesn't look odd. So I'm going to bring some under the bottom there also for our lovely wispy bits. Let me just find position. It's one. I'm going to go around on the bottom. And I'm going to have one longish one round there, so I've just cut that stem slightly longer. No. So I'll bring that down there in a moment. Feel something there. Let me just cut that. Keep catching myself on a piece of what the wire, what I've wrapped around. And then one there, oops a daisy. I may place another, I need another two. Just by adding a little bit of wispy floral, you know, it does give it that lovely, you know, movement that I love. I want one here. And then the one I want on the point, I want slightly longer, so I don't mind that one coming out slightly longer. Just so then it defines that point on the heart. Like so. I don't need no more of those, so I don't want to be covering up anything. Again, it's compact. Get it off my nails. So let me just now sort out everything. Make sure they're all positioned nicely. And so is our lovely bow. Bring that one in the middle. And if you find that your bow's not sitting where you'd like it to sit, and it keeps going off to one side, just place a little bit of glue underneath it and then stick it onto the position where you want it to sit downwards. and then that's it, then it will stay there. So you won't have a problem with it then. And you can curl them, you can make ringlets, you know, just curl them slightly if you just want small ringlets but not too much, and do it like that. Some people like to see tight ringlets. Just pull it like that. And that will also add a little bit of interest to your arrangement. And just a small ringlet there. You don't need a big one there. You can choose however you'd like this, you know, your ringlets to go. So that is, let's just go around, have a look. Oh, that's pretty. Isn't that a pretty, pretty colour? Pretty colour for a wedding, that. Champagne colour. Let's get rid of all that. Let's tidy up my workbench. Get my easel out, guys. I saved these, what I cut from flowers, the stems, the small ones, so I can use them as picks as well. It's worthwhile just saving little oddments like that. Some people don't, they don't need to, or they don't want to. That's okay. I do it because it can save on your pennies, guys. It can save on your money and your finances, especially if you're on a budget. That's how I look at it. Let's just get all of this off. Let's get my easel. We don't need those. Oh, it's so pretty, even from here, if I do say so myself. And again, this is something you can create without having to make a big wreath to go on your door. If you just want something small, you know, not everybody wants big, and I understand that. You know, and you can place this inside your house, in your home, you know, looking pretty in your home, which it surely would. I guarantee. Let me just curl that ribbon, the white one. There. Let's just position it. The ribbon. I'm going to place it there, and I'm going to bring up our camera. Oh. Let's just stand back a little bit, guys. I hope that you can see that. Oops, something's dropped again. Right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Something on a smaller scale, something nice and, you know, a light colour, again, champagne colour in between peach and gold. So that's what it is. And, you know, more compact than what I usually do, but at the same time it still has a lovely, pretty effect. And with the love art, I've only gone down there here. I wanted the ribbon up above, And I've just gone for neutral ribbon, you know, nothing too fancy, because it's a delicate colour, this. So I wanted something slightly delicate. You could go for a cream or an ivory, you know, ribbon, but I wouldn't have gone for a ribbon, my opinion, what was busy, you know, and too much, you know, because you're wanting to look at this, which is again, you know, delicate. So I went for just a plain neutral bow, which personally I think, you know, it sits well with it. You don't have to place the white. You could have just placed the, you know, this burlap here, the tan coloured burlap. You could have just used that. Or if you want to use a gold bow, again, with it being elegant, depending on maybe your taste or the customer's taste, you know, whether they have a bit of sparkle in it. But again, personally, if I went for a ribbon, I'd have probably a cream or an ivory one with a little hint of, you know, gold in it. I think I've got something like it. Yeah, let's use this for an example, where it's a delicate pattern. There's not really a lot, you know, so I could have used that. That would have looked really pretty and made it elegant. So I could have used this, but this one isn't. I don't think it's. Yeah, it is. It's wired. Or is it? Let's have a look. It's very thinly wired, guys. Very thinly wired. But I could have used that because it's got a bit of gold in it, and that probably would have, you know, made it look even prettier. But I just wanted the neutral look, because not everybody who may be creating has got these fancy ribbons, you know. They've got just plain ribbons, because it's hard to get all the fancy ones, you know, over here in the UK. So, you know, I like to sort of like create things what we can get in the UK as well, which I know for definite in the USA you can get. So something just plain and simple, you know, can just even highlight your arrangement and make it look wonderful. So, and just by using, you know, you don't have to go out and use expensive flowers, you know, especially if you're on a budget. This I've done for beginners to show them that they don't need a lot of flowers, just to place little bits in and things like that they may have cut away and got bits left and they're not sure what to do. Just place them on a little pick and dot them around and have things like that. And again, you don't have to have, I can see a bit of glue and I can't get to it. I don't know where it's going through to. But you can have, if you haven't got flowers like this, or, you know, you haven't got the Clemetis or anything, don't worry about that, you know. Or use a daisy, or, you know, you could use a daisy or anything like that. And if you've got the chrysanthemums, but you haven't got, you know, like the ranunculus, again, don't worry. You can use a small rose if you like. If you've got a rose bush, or you could use, if you think, a morning glory, you know, a white one. Use a white morning glory, something like that. If you've got some of those on hand, you know, it's not all about, oh, I must do what you know Iris has done on the flower patches tutorials. No, guys, dig out your boxes of scraps if you've got them. Use your scraps. Use them for your foliage as well, and add those into it. And you can always, and I'm a true believer, always, whatever scraps you've got, make something just as beautiful as what you have if you've got all of the flowers in stock. You know, I'm a true believer. I've done it myself, and I've had scraps and there was piling up in a bucket. I sorted through them, placed them on piles, what I've got of what, and looked and thought, I can make something with those, and I have. And the thing is, guys, it sold. I sold it. So it just goes to show. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Whether or not you want to do it in the champagne colours, if you choose to do it in purples or reds or yellows, any colour, any spring colour, summer colour, or any autumn colour if you like, it's your choice. Have fun with it. If you haven't got a love heart wreath, use the round wreath. You can still just do the display at the bottom. Don't worry. So have a great time doing it, guys, and please subscribe, share and like, and to everybody who you know, just so you can, I can get myself recognised, so I can get some a few more people on board watching the flower patch and having a bit of a fun on some of the silly moments I do as well. And my cat, he's in the house at the moment, asleep on the bed, not my bed, my son's bed. So, and just do a few things like this, and it, for people as well, for beginners, to help them to subscribe, to help those, give those a few ideas of how to do things, especially if they're doing things at home. So that's, or wherever actually. So have a great day, guys. Keep your comments coming. Again, hit that subscribe button and press that like and send us a comment. I'm more than willing to chat. So God bless you all. I love you all. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Right, guys. There's a lovely bow. If my phone zooms in, I don't know what's wrong with my phone. For some reason, it just won't zoom in. If I go closer, I don't know. Is it the light? Oh, look. I don't know what's wrong with it. And it's a new phone. But, oh, let's see. Oh, this is awkward. I don't understand. You can see in the background better than you can see on the actual wreath. Right, get ready for a bright light at the moment, guys. Let's just come off. There you go. I don't know what I do. But there's the ribbon, guys. How pretty is that? Just plain, natural, beautiful effect, calming. And there's your beautiful baby ranunculus, and your stunning roses, and your champagne gerberas, just your little few daisies placed in, and your ranunculus, your globe fern, and some rose leaves as well added in, and your lamb's ear just under there, and then your baby chrysanthemums. And that is all, guys. There's not much no more than that, I don't think. And you can make something just as pretty. So take care. Have a wonderful day. I love you all. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye-bye.